Всем привет, с вами Кирилл, и мы продолжаем играть в Fallout 4, погнали! Как вы помните, сегодня мы должны переместиться в институт, куда никто из внешнего мира пока что не уходил, так что я пойду. Пайпер вряд ли со мной сможет пойти, но вот я ее сейчас отпущу. Сначала возьму мой спаситель от нее.
Hey.
What you got for me?
Потом
Pull yourself together and get up onto that platform.
It's time we part ways.
Sure thing.
Чтобы работал навык одиночный путник. И я мог бы таскать побольше вещей. Так, все.
Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the emitter. 60%, 80%. Emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
Вот мы и телепортировались. Наконец-то. Институт. Молекулярный уровень. Чего куда ждали. Ого. Так, по-моему, в институт лучше уходить здоровым. И без брони. Ну, чтоб красиво быть. Так. Чародей и стимпак. Вот так. Прекрасно. Пошли. Так, вот основной компьютер. Нам тут есть тело. Понятно. Все, информация скачана. Идем вперед.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
С нами говорит отец. Так, задание учреждения закрытого типа.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Так. С нами этот отец поговорил. Сейчас посмотрим, что он о нашем сыне знает, где он. Я постараюсь ему не грубить. А вот и наш сын.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
We're leaving
going
this
on?
place.
Father?
Together.
Father!
Okay, Sean? Shh, shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here
I
now.
don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help
Как
me!
Шон может
There's someone
помнить
here,
нас?
help me!
Он вообще маленький был, когда мы его последний раз видели.
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Отдай Шона.
S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know. I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking, yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course, but it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
"60 years. So much time. Wasted."
I know. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
They're scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Ребят, вот тут есть выбор. Играть за институт и тем самым забыть о братстве стали пока что. Или покинуть институт.
This really is a matter of importance.
Давайте я сначала вот скажу, да, обшарю институт, выполню задание, а потом уйду.
Yes, that's what I want.
I know. I know you've been through so much. I'm pleased to see it has not impaired your judgment. Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything I'm sure you've seen above ground, you would be more than a bit biased against us. There is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself, a chance to become acquainted with our procedures.
I'll do whatever it takes. It's worth it.
I am glad to hear that. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Вот и все, ребята. Что я могу сказать насчет этого? Во-первых, прошло не 10 лет, как я предполагал, и как предполагала, давала предполагать сама игра. Прошло 60 лет после того, как Шона похитили. Следовательно, почему Келлог жил так долго? А Келлог жил так долго, потому что ему помогал институт, вставляя в него всякие механические штуки, чтобы он продолжал жить. Тот же, процессор в его мозгу, поддерживающие штуки в сердце и механических конечностей. У меня даже это в инвентаре, по-моему, есть. Вот в разном, походу, по сути, должно быть это. Вот. Привод конечности, вот. Короче, всякие штучки, понятно. Вот, вроде так и получилось. Сейчас мое задание познакомиться тут со всеми. И плюс ко всему этому я должен убедить Ли, доктора Ли, чтобы она вернулась в братство. Сразу говорю, с этим парнем я, то есть Шоном, я не буду никаких дел иметь. Я просто буду игнорировать эту часть сюжета. Ну ладно, но это все будет в следующей серии. Сейчас у меня, и у вас уже мозги кипят от стольких разговоров. И делать что-то уже не получится. Так что я на этом буду заканчивать. Так что всем спасибо за просмотр. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал. Всем спасибо. Всем пока.